Welcome back. Today we are bringing you model predictions for Bellator Champion Series London. Unfortunately, some of the most basic stats are not available for a lot of these fighters, so we only have 4 matchups to bet on this card. Starting off with Clarke versus Zebenzui Ruiz at bantamweight. Clarke is undefeated over his 5-year career and has finished most of his fights by submission. 4 of those 5 submission wins have come in the 3rd round. He would seem to be the less experienced fighter here, but his amateur career spanned 24 fights where he went 13-11. Ruiz is currently riding a 5-fight win streak, but has been relatively inactive. The start of his run began before Clarke made his pro debut. Ruiz has also had only a single major promotion fight taking place in the PFL, while Clarke's entire pro career has been in Bellator. The book odds and the predictive model both see Clarke as the favorite here. Despite having less professional bouts, Ciaran is likely the more experienced fighter, but he also isn't as undefeated as it might seem. Next up, we will see Archie Colgan face off against Manoel Sousa at lightweight. Both of these men are undefeated in their pro and amateur careers combined. On paper, they seem to be very similar fighters, close in age, height, reach, and both having KO power. Looking for some differences, we see that in Colgan's last 5 fights, 3 have gone the distance and 2 were first-round TKOs. Sousa, on the other hand, has 3 KO TKOs, 1 sub, and 1 decision. The model favors Sousa here, despite being a small underdog at the books. Manoel has less experience in major promotions, but this could be his opportunity to make a name for himself amongst the Bellator roster. The model's next prediction is also at lightweight between Marc Diakiese and Tim Wilde. Diakiese will be making his Bellator debut after going 3-2 in his last 5 UFC fights. Tim went 3-1 with 1 draw in his last 5, the loss in his most recent fight being his first in over 5 years. The bookmakers have Marc as a moderate favorite, and the model is right in line with that. If he is able to get a finish here, it will be the first time in over 6 years that Marc has won a fight inside the distance. Our last prediction for this card comes in the main event between Leah McCourt and Sara Collins. These two have each been away from the sport for nearly a year, with Leah suffering a rib injury in that time. Honestly, we can't find anything interesting about these two. This is an absolute pick'em at the books, and the model thinks that Sara has only the slightest edge. This division isn't stacked with talent, so a win here may be all that Sara needs to put her in the top 5 of women's featherweight. With limited data on this card, we were only able to make predictions on 4 fights. 2 of those were book favorites, 1 underdog, and 1 pick'em. We risked 6.75 units for a potential profit of 4.85 units. Thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out. We will have results from last week's UFC and Bellator cards coming out later this week. Also, don't miss UFC 306 predictions are already out on the channel. Leave us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you later this week.